Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Wednesdays with Wendy, where we make small business ownership less stressful one step at a time. My name is Wendy Kane, and I'm the owner of Kane Accounting and Financial Coaching. I do bookkeeping and payroll for independent contractors and small businesses so that you can have peace at tax time and throughout the rest of the year. This week, we are finishing up our series for May on mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and as a small business owner, I know the importance of protecting your mental health as while you run your small business. So today, I wanted to start with service-based businesses. Now, this could be anything, architects, um, creatives, videographers, people who have a skill or knowledge, or a skill and knowledge, and trade that skill and knowledge in exchange for money. So you're selling your time and your expertise rather than an actual physical product. Um, this would include people like me, and I want you to know I see you. I see you struggling to price your services. There's no physical deliverable, as they say, so it can be hard to know what price and what amounts should go into your price. You want to get paid for your expertise, but do we go back and add up the total amount we paid to our college for our degree, along with some early years where we worked, maybe add in some extra money for some of those bosses you had to work for that were less than polite when they told you you were doing it wrong. How do we manage this? And there's no formula, and pricing, how to price your services is a topic for a whole other day. But I wanted you to know I see you. I see you figuring out how to price your services, how to not get, how do I say this? How to not get cheaped out. Is that a way to word it? How a lot of people, once they know that you have this knowledge, they'll say, "Oh, hey, I had a quick question." And those quick questions, they're never quick, and they usually open up a whole can of worms. There's one little tiny question that has a whole iceberg levels worth of information behind it. And so I see you trying to, you want to provide value and help people and let them know, oh, yes, I can help you. I'm available. But then they want to just ask you a quick question because they don't want to book time. But you know they really need the time, but you don't want to tell them no, but you don't, but you need to, and I see you. I see you because I am you. And it's hard because you want to help all the people. I also see you doing that. You want to help everybody because as I say in my outro, no one is born knowing how to do this, and it is not taught in school. You can help people, and so you're struggling with the best way to do that. I also see you struggling with how to keep track of everything. You should keep track of it by project, but then that gets kind of hairy. Sometimes it's just easier to just keep track of money coming in, money going out, and not really worry about, okay, did that one client cost me money or make me money? Did this one do, you know, I have all of the same concerns that you do with my business. So I wanted to talk though about the mental health behind all of that. We can talk later in another series. We'll get into actually, how to price services and do that type of thing. But the mental health behind it is really key because as a small business owner, it is so easy to work all of the time. And it is so easy to want to help every person that calls or emails you or knocks on your door. And unfortunately, you are only one person. There's not, you can't help everybody all the time. So I wanted to go back to some of the tips we've had the last couple of weeks on burnout and how not to get, either to prevent burnout or to come back from the brink if you're already there. Again, these tips are provided by Kristen Spear. She's a licensed professional counselor here in Fayetteville, and she is, fun fact and full disclosure, She was originally my counselor. I spoke with her a little bit before starting this business. And now, once I started this business, she became my client and I do her bookkeeping and payroll every month. And anyway, she is a wonderful friend. She has lots of great ideas, and these are courtesy of her. So, how can you prevent burnout as a service based business owner? The first one I've alluded to already: boundaries. You cannot work all of the time. You have to set some boundaries on your time, both during the day and for the week. I know a lot of times taking care, serving your clients you do during business hours. And then you have to do the non-billable stuff on nights and weekends. I do it too. That's just how it is. Um, and to some extent that is okay, but you have to be careful because when you log in to your email to do some non-billable things, you'll see that email from that client and you'll think, "Oh, let me just reply real quick." And the thing is, if you start replying at night, on the weekends, or those are the times I don't want to work. But, whenever you are at home and technically off work, if you start replying during those times, your clients are going to learn, oh, hey, it's no big deal. I emailed her at 10 o'clock one night and she replied right away. So next thing you know, they're going to do, they're going to email you at 10:30 and then 11 and then on a Saturday or a Sunday. Or maybe you're taking Mondays off and you need to let people know, hey, I'm not working on Mondays. But if you reply on some Mondays, more people are going to start emailing you on Mondays. And then it's one here, one there, and it just snowballs and compounds. And next thing you know, you with your laptop and an internet connection, you're working all the time. And like I said, that is not good for you. It's not good for your clients because you will get burnt out if you do that. So set some boundaries. Decide when you will log in and reply to client emails and when you will not. Um, Another suggestion from Kristen is to hire out challenging areas. So if there is some part of your business that you don't want to do, like bookkeeping or marketing or whatever your business is, find somebody who does want to do that and pay them to do it. It sounds so simple, but it's so hard to let go. Oh, it's so hard to let go. I had no idea. I started out doing bookkeeping for people and thinking, hey, I know what I'm doing. You can trust me. And, thought nothing of it until the first person I spoke with about handling my marketing. And suddenly I was like, whoa, 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 this is my baby. This is my business. Like, are you sure you're going to get this right? Like, I want this and this and that. And suddenly the shoe was on the other foot. And I had to realize, oh, this is how my clients feel handing off the financials. I mean, the very innate personal details of their business to somebody else. So it it can be challenging to hire out those areas, but it's also very rewarding because now I don't have to spend my Saturdays doing my marketing. I've got people doing that. We meet during the week. They post things. I mean, I scroll Facebook, during the week and I'm like, "Oh, look at that. I posted something." When it wasn't me at all. I approved it a month ago, but it gets posted. So hire out what you can and what you feel comfortable with and try to feel comfortable with more things sooner. That's my tip. Um, the third way you want to prevent burnout is to think of small joys during the day or think of small purpose. Like if you stop and think of the big purpose of your business, like big picture. I know I used to do this when I first started my business. I would just kind of stop and go, oh my gosh, I'm a small business owner. I'm in charge of this. I have clients who rely on me, and it was the equivalent of walking across like a bridge on a skyscraper or like, well, if there was a bridge across the Grand Canyon or something like that, and looking down. You know how they say, don't look down, just focus straight ahead and go. And that became my mantra. Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't stop and think, oh my gosh, look at what I'm doing, because you will falter. So just think to yourself, look straight ahead at the goal and just the next right thing, the next step. Just do one small thing. and you do little things, and then suddenly the big thing is done. Okay, the last tip is to take breaks, get some rest, and maybe some physical activity. So, while you're setting these boundaries and you have decided what days you will work and what days and times you will not work, on the times you're not working, get outside, put down the computer, put down the screens. I mean, I know you can scroll social media for fun rather than for business stuff. I know you can do that, but social media is not designed to make us rested and at peace with things. In fact, it's designed for quite the opposite. So you want to take that time, like I said, to take a rest. I sit on my patio. We have a nice patio in the backyard. I've got a chaise lounge, and provided the weather is nice, I can sit out there and just stare up into the sky, watch the clouds float by. There's birds, have a bird feeder out, and it's kind of neat. Sometimes they have their own drama, so you can go get involved in bird drama. That's fun. But it's peaceful and it's not electronic. It's not a bright white light staring in your eyes. And you can just get away from it all. Sometimes you do need to unplug. That is maybe an overused term, but it's a good term because all of us are way too plugged in uh, nowadays. So, anyway, those are tips on how to prevent burnout. There's some other tips that I've got in my blog, and I will put a link to that in the comments. And you can also go back and watch the other videos I've done this month. They live over on YouTube now, and you can go over there and catch any that you missed and see more tips and from Kristen Spear and myself. And anyway, okay. Uh just wanted you to remember, no one is born knowing how to do this, and it is not taught in school. If you are feeling lost and overwhelmed, you are not alone. That's why I'm here to help you. If you found this helpful, like this post, comment on the video, let me know what part you found helpful. Head to my website to sign up for my newsletter, and I will catch y'all in another video. Thanks.